Okay folks, it's finally official. Rick Rubin is an enemy of the channel. Hit the intro. Now, if you're watching this channel, you probably listen to music. And if you listen to music, you probably know who Rick Rubin is. Rick Rubin is the vibe coder of all music producers. And last year sometime, there was a clip that was going around that was him praising vibe coding as being the next punk rock. Now, if you're not sure what vibe coding is, it's AI. It's using AI to create code to then just make something without knowing how to write code. Vibe coding. And of course, Rick Rubin is all about it. But before we get into any of that sort of stuff, I'm just gonna say hi, my name's Dan Frampton. Haven't done one of these intros in a little while, or I actually say my name and go into stuff. I normally get right into the topic, but today I just wanna ask, how you doing? Comment down below. Are you doing okay? Are you having an all right day? It's Monday. That means the week is about to kick off. You might be about to have a rough one. You might be about to have a stressful one. There might be some exciting stuff down the road. I want to know if you're having a good day. Comment down below. Oh, but while you're down there, hit like, press subscribe, and also hype this video. All right, thanks very much. Now, let's talk about this goof, this AI goof and gambling bozo known as Rick Rubin. My God, dude, I have no idea how this guy made it so far in life. The charisma of a wizard will get you very far, I guess. But I don't necessarily see this guy as a talented man. You know, he doesn't really have any technical skill, and admittedly so. He just goes, yeah, that's good. How about less of this, more of that? Oh wait, let's just go breathe and sit in a circle for a little bit and breathe in incense or whatever by the lake. And that'll help us make a better record. And for some reason, that gets this guy like millions of dollars per record. Every single famous rock star he's worked with, every single famous pop star he's worked with, he's Rick Rubin. And I've never liked this guy. He's always given me what they call these days the ick. All right, I just want to be as far away from a guy like this as possible. This guy is the guy that loves the smell of his own armpits. Not only his own shit, but he loves his own body odor. This guy is sitting in it and enjoying it, okay? I can't be around a guy like this. He is the most pedantic, the most pretentious person that you can even imagine with the human mind, okay? And he exists. And apparently he helps musicians create albums or whatever. I don't think that that's true. I think that he's a grifter and a con man, and maybe one of the most successful grifters and con men of all time. I don't know how he's gotten this far. And if you need any more proof that he's a grifter and a con man, the two things that he's wrapped up in 2026, or at least the last year or so, AI and future prediction markets. These are the most grifter things to be involved with in 2026, and Rick Rubin is lapping it up, singing the praise of AI and these weird gambling sites like Polymarket and Kalshi. Well, actually, it's specifically Polymarket. He did an ad for Polymarket, and this still over here where he's sitting down doing his little meditation, this is from the Polymarket ad, okay? So we're gonna get into these two clips right now. We're gonna dissect them, but more importantly, we're gonna make fun of old Grampy Rick because he's out here just shilling AI and gambling. He might as well put on a diaper and call himself Donald Trump at this point. I guess we'll do it in order because this AI clip, this vibe coding clip, came out about a year ago, and I ignored it when I saw it at the time. I was like, oh, Rick Rubin, I don't know, dude. I don't know about you. What are you on about? Vibe coding is the new punk rock, is what he's claiming in this clip, dudes. Vibe coding is kind of like punk. Anyway, we're just gonna watch him. We're just gonna watch him say his little thing. This is an interview on the A16Z YouTube channel, whatever the hell that is. This is the Ben and Mark show, apparently. I don't know what any of those words mean, bro, but apparently Rick Rubin does. And he was here to sing the praises of AI and be like, vibe coding is actually really chill. It's so punk rock, actually. All right, I'm just gonna let Grampy Rick talk from here, and I'll interject whenever I feel like I need to say something, all right? Roll it.
It's the same idea of the democratization of a technology. So in the past, for music, you had to go to the conservatory and study for years and years, and then someday you could play in a symphony.
Dude, that was like the 1700s when you had to do that. What are you talking about? This guy's making it seem like you had to go to the conservatory before punk rock came around, like it was the conservatory in the 1960s. Dudes, I can't even get started with this guy. Oh, back in the day. What do you mean? During the Renaissance era? Yeah, it was like that way back when. Dude. Rick Rubin. What a guy, dude. Who listens to this man? Speak words. Anyway, continue.
And then when punk rock came along, you could maybe learn 3 chords in a day. And then there were all these bands, and that made it everybody. And that was how I started in music, was punk rock.
Man, you see what I mean? He was like, you had to go to the conservatory until punk rock was invented. And then you could learn 3 chords and then just make music. Dude, it didn't go Beethoven, Joe Strummer. That is not the order in which music evolved. And he's just trying to like pontificate. He's trying to be like a philosopher about it. Meanwhile, he's sounding like the dumbest of all time. Oh, you used to have to go to the conservatory and study for years and years and years under a master composer. Brother, it's not the 1400s.
If you had something to say, you could say it. You didn't need the expertise or skill set other than your idea and your ability to convey it.
Okay, so what this guy's actually trying to say is like, now that vibe coding is a thing, now that you can just kind of type prompts in and have things make stuff for you, it's now the democratization of this whole industry. Now you don't really need to know what you're doing. Now you can just do it anyway, kind of thing. And that is a crazy thing to say. That is a crazy comparison. Because with learning an instrument, even 3 chords, that's learning 3 chords. That's putting your hands and your body and your brain through the effort of learning 3 things. Not just going to chatgpt.com/code me an app that makes me XYZ. You know, there was no learning involved in that whatsoever. And with punk rock, you had to go out there, you had to get the guitar, you had to get the bass, you had to get the drums, you had to get the friends, you had to get the community, you had to learn the stuff, you had to actually put in effort in order to make any of it happen whatsoever. None of it was just a prompt that you went in to some large language model and they were like, make this thing happen for me, make me punk rock superstar. That was not how it was done back in the 70s. Now, I wasn't back there in the 70s. I certainly as hell wasn't back there in the conservatory days back in like the 1300s, Rick Rubin, but that is not a fair comparison, not even by a long shot. I can't even imagine putting those 2 apples in the same basket. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how he's making the comparison. The learning something is just like not learning something. It's crazy. And yeah, it is only 3 chords. And yeah, it is a simplification of what came before it. Absolutely. But it isn't just like a plug and play, type a couple things in and make it happen type thing. All those other things that I just outlined that you had to do, all that effort is real as far as punk rock. There's like sweat equity you got to put into this stuff. Man, this guy's the dumbest. How does this guy get millions of dollars for his expertise on music? He sounds like the dumbest mother of all time. Continue, please.
And vibe coding is the same thing. It's the punk rock of coding.
This guy can't even believe what he's hearing. This dude over here, he's like, yeah, okay, this Rick Rubin just said it. Vibe coding is the punk rock of coding. What? Dude. Yeah, you just gave them the tool that they didn't need even to learn anything. They just need to know that it exists, basically. Brother, come on, you have to be fucking kidding me.
Yes. Yeah.
I like the idea of making the code do what it doesn't want to do, where it wouldn't naturally go. You know, it's not the most obvious thing. The first thing you get back will probably be the most obvious version. But when you see the most obvious version, it might give you ideas of what you could suggest to get something that's a little more interesting.
This guy is going through his whole philosophy of how he prompts a robot how to do stuff. You'll get something back that isn't good first. Obviously, it'll be wrong, it'll be stupid, it might even be the same as everything else out there. But all you gotta do, type in another prompt, bro. Just be like, yeah, next time, but better. And then it's gonna give you something else. And then what are you gonna do? You got another prompt ready? Dude, the way this guy is making AI seem like an actual art tool is ridiculous. It's not, dude. It doesn't involve any thinking. It doesn't involve any learning. It doesn't involve anything. It's nothing. There's no effort. And the product that comes from it, I don't even really care about the effort part. You know, if the product wasn't so shitty, if AI wasn't proven to be so dumb and so wrong and so dangerous 99.9% of the time. Now, when you're out there on the internet, there's no avoiding AI. It is absolutely everywhere. When it comes to searching, when it comes to emails, when it comes to summarizing, when it comes to everything, AI has just been jammed down our fucking throats without our consent. All these platforms are turning on AI features and then having to make us opt out of them, not letting us opt into them. We're opted in automatically, and we need to go into the settings and then go into the setting within a setting and then find the small print and then find the AI little button and then go into another menu and then find another menu and be like, actually, I don't want you to scrape any of my data to train your LLMs. Thank you very much. And then Rick Rubin is just out here to be like, all you gotta do is prompt again. Man, this guy and Finn McKenty, they should get together and they should make a thing. Man, imagine the magic that Rick Rubin and Finn McKenty would come out with their love of AI together. Dude, punk rock of coding, vibe coding. Yeah, dude, you are the vibe coding of human beings. Literally. No effort, do nothing, sit in front of a pool, waste all this water, and then just make something happen out of nothing without learning anything, without actually learning the technical skill it takes to make the thing happen. Man, this guy's a vacuous waste of space. I am not a fan of old Rick Rubin. Not a fan. Not a fan whatsoever. But that's the AI thing. That's the punk rock thing. We have one more thing to get into when it comes to this guy before we officially put him in the enemies list, before we officially make Rick Rubin a member of the Rogues Gallery, and that's this Polymarket ad. Now, we're not going to watch the entire Polymarket ad. It's insane. It is one of the most dystopian things I've ever seen in my entire life. Are you familiar with these futures prediction market betting things? It's corruption, free and legal, open on the internet for anyone to do. Man, I don't understand how any of this stuff is legal. Polymarket, Call Sheet, these things where you can bet on anything happening. If you're an insider, you can just ensure stuff happens, have all your cronies bet on the thing happening, then as an insider, ensure that it happens so that all your friends make a lot of money. I don't know. I have no idea how it's legal. It is the most obviously corrupt of all time, and it's just out there in the world. Yeah, bet on anything, predict anything. And here's Rick Rubin being like, yeah, you can predict anything. Just sit there. If you can think it, if you have a question, you can answer that question by going to polymarket.com and dumping your entire life savings into a question that nobody gives a shit about. And all these questions that they have in this fucking ad are so stupid, man. Will France return to glory? What does that even mean? How can you bet on will France return to glory? That is the most general thing in the world, dude. What is this advertisement? Will borders matter in 100 years? Are we going to be around in 100 years to cash out on this one? I don't think so. Dude, this is the stupidest in the world. Who the hell supports any of this stuff? Let alone who spends their money on this stuff, man. Holy crap. Do elections matter? Yeah, let's bet on that one, folks. Where do we draw the line? Good question, Polymarket. Where do you draw the line? Well, you got Rick Rubin out here sitting in front of an American flag doing some meditating, trying to sell you, the American people, on predictions markets, bro. The most corrupt, evil, catastrophically annoying thing going on in the world right now. Well, it's just a part of the most annoying thing going on in the world right now. It's just a fraction of it, really. But it's emblematic of the times that we live in. Predictions markets. How is it legal? I used to think that it was crazy when DraftKings was considered legal. Oh man, you can do sports betting just on your phone now, and it's just escalated so much from that. Now, not only can you do sports betting, you can bet on literally anything. Elections, authors. Like, you can bet on when Dan Frampton is gonna release Mosh Man 5, and then I would be in control of when that comes out. Do you not understand how crazy that is? I understand how crazy that is. That is the dumbest thing I've ever heard in my life. Rick Rubin, though, is the one that I want to force all of this energy upon. Yeah, AI is bad, of course, obviously. Yeah, Polymarket is bad, obviously. But Rick Rubin is worse, even so, for supporting any of it. So we're taking old Rick Rubin and we're dragging him across this storyboard over here. We're gonna find the enemies list. It's here somewhere, folks. I know it's a big void over here. Where are we? Where are my enemies? Oh, they're up here somewhere. All right, Rick Rubin, we're gonna put you right here in the rogues gallery, maybe beside XQC. That's exactly who you belong beside. Rick Rubin is the XQC of music. It's a sad time we live in. All right, well, that's gonna be my Rick Rubin video. Thanks for watching it. Goodbye.
I have punk energy.
I'm Mr. King Dice. I'm the gamest in the land. I never play nice. I'm the devil's right-hand man.